From the twisted imagination of Tobe Hooper comes a sci-fi nightmare of seduction and annihilation. Space vampires have arrived, and Earth will never be the same. This is Lifeforce. Tonight it's an absolute belter of a film. You're going to love this one. This is Tobe Hooper's 1985 Lifeforce. And a lot of people only watch it because there's a lot of full frontal nudity, which was demanded by Golan from Golan Globus. He demanded full frontal nudity from Matilda May, who plays Space Girl even. With me tonight is the one and only Atom Gray. Thank you for joining me, matey.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, sir. Glad to be here. And it was a really a good time rewatching this last night.
Oh, you gave it a re-rub last night, did you? There were no rubbing involved, were there, during the nude scenes?
No, those bits don't work anymore, but I did enjoy it mentally.
Well, you know, that's half the fun, really, isn't it?
No, I really did enjoy watching this again. I hadn't seen it in decades, but it was a favorite of mine since it came out.
Do you want to know something? I think I've just discovered something.
What's that?
I think I've been demonetized.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome to the club.
That's bizarre.
For
some reason, I was going to set a goal for tonight for supers.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to do anything about it.
They took away your privileges. You've been a naughty boy, Trev.
I don't know. That is bizarre.
Then we can go ahead and mention Rumble, because you should go ahead and get over to Rumble, and everyone open a tab for Trev on Rumble.
Yeah, it's not letting me put any supers on. Anyway, tonight,
you just got a super chat from Arden Party.
Oh, thank you ever so much, young man. Well, 99 Canadian cents. What's that in pesos?
That's about $800. And there's one from Not Brian.
Yeah, test. Yes, that's a potnacker. Oh dear. Anyway, what I was going to suggest tonight is that we try something different, because I'm stuck for a film for next week, right?
Really?
So what I thought I'd do is put next week's film up for auction and let people bid to pick a film.
I like that.
Currently, Melv's in the lead. Thank you, Melvin. 125. I like that.
Look at all those potknackers. Thank you.
I know.
Much, chat.
So if you want to pick next week's film, you can bid. It's up to you.
Can we do it?
Brian says Spunk Mask 4. I don't know that one. Has that got Jim Carrey in it?
I rented that from Smilex's old video shop.
Oh, the Hotter Otter. You've got to love that guy. Yeah, so if you want to vote and pick your favorite film, and we'll review it next week, whether we've done it before or not, I don't care. If you want to go for it, you can buy a super chat, and basically you're auctioning for next week's title, right? You get to pick next week's film for the highest super chat we get on tonight's show.
Within parameters, it should be in the flavor and the spirit of the show. I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to end up watching Sherlock Holmes or some bullshit.
Well, yeah, you've got to keep it in theme. Yeah. Some interesting facts about this movie, right? Dan O'Bannon and Don Jacoby wrote the screenplay to this. So I was kind of surprised, because I thought Dan O'Bannon, it would have been an absolute, an amazing script. And I think the script is one of the big things that lets this film down. It's based on The Space Vampires by Colin Wilson. And Colin Wilson absolutely hated the film. He didn't like it at all. He shook his head in disbelief. But we've got some big Hollywood hitters doing the special effects. You've got John Dykstra doing the visuals.
Yes.
And you've got Nick Maley doing the makeup effects. He's the guy who designed and built Yoda. There we go.
Nothing to sneeze at there, yeah.
No, not at all. Have a nice pair. There we go. £2 from Paul Dutch Dickinson. Hello, sir. How are you tonight? And I'm just going to put this on while we talk because I need to keep the lights on. I don't know if you've noticed this as a content creator, but I'm really getting to the point now where I'm struggling to keep the lights on.
It doesn't even pay for itself most nights. Yeah,
No.
it's difficult, and
But
YouTube is no help.
No, I know, and I'm absolutely grateful to everybody who supports the channel via super chats or buying a membership to the channel. I really do thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You keep this going, and I really do appreciate it.
Did our brother Brian do the slides for tonight? Because I want to shout it out. This is not an easy film to keep family friendly.
It is. I did the slides tonight because Brian's done not next week, but he's done the week after because we're planning something really big.
Did you spend any extra time doing the slides?
I did. I had to go through these diligently. Now, this is a joint British-American space shuttle mission, and this is the Churchill, under the command of Colonel Tom Carlson, who's played by Steve Railsback, who was a bizarre choice for this. He's only really famous for playing Chuck Manson.
It's not a bad gig.
Yeah, not bad if you can get it. They're heading towards Halley's Comet, and I'm quite perplexed by this because it looks like snot as opposed to a comet.
Halley's snotted?
Well, yeah, you could call it that. And, oh, look, she's quite tasty. Yeah. Some nice-looking birds in this film, to be fair.
Yeah, I hardly noticed.
But you can tell the Dan O'Bannon starts coming out really early in this film because they've detected something in front of Halley's Comet.
Oh.
And I thought for a minute, hang on a minute, it's Discovery 1 from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It's a rather masculine shape.
Yes, it could be perceived that way, Johnson. But it's funny because a lot of the crew working on this flick actually worked on 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh, Flav, I can't put that in the chat. That is fantastic. Franco's coming out with a good one too, but I've got to keep it friendly. So, like any good crew, they're curious. So, instead of thinking, screw that, I like oxygen privileges, they decide to go and have a nosy. And this ship, do you know where Dykstra got the inspiration for this ship?
Did he look down or?
No, an artichoke, apparently.
Oh, well, that's
you can see the resemblance later.
Yeah, no, I'll buy that.
So this is the second in command. I can't remember his name, but he's not really that important. He's only like a day player, to be fair.
He won't last.
No. He's a red shirt.
Yeah.
So they've got this big, massive booster rocket on the bottom of the shuttle, what's allowed them to simulate gravity. As you do. Very, am I keeping you awake?
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
Yeah, you could tell Dykstra did the effects for this, because in places, some of these shots, I thought, that's very Firefox in places.
Oh, wow. Ooh, there's a throwback.
Because he did the special effects for, the visual effects for Firefox.
That's a tough watch.
It's good, but it's crap.
Yeah, it's a tough watch.
Think in Russian.
Think in Russian.
That's about as close as I can get. Sorry if I've offended anybody in Russia.
That's the crux of the story and everything the plot hinges on, and it's really not all that hard if you know a foreign language to think in that foreign language.
Funny this, Keefy Monoped says that's Hazel, the second in command. I thought it was Hazel, but then I thought, hang on a minute, it's not Hazel, it's like a Poundland version. But I thought that. Maybe it is Hazel. It was a bit of a crappy TV show here in the UK. So, as you do, you take a team aboard.
Sure.
You know, this is Dan O'Bannon writing this, and they go through this like a vein into the ship, and it's all
Well,
very womb-like.
it's funny that you say that because this whole segment reminds me of Fantastic Voyage.
A little bit, yeah. It's got that vibe to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it feels very like sort of ghosting around in organic, like they've been shrunk down and they're,
There's a lot of phallic symbolism in this film, I've noticed.
yeah.
Hello to everybody in the chat. I'm just going to have a quick roundup of who's in the chat. Not Z3PO. Hello, sir. Skyfire. Always a great pleasure to see you in there. Producer Brian, he's in there too. Franco, Dutch Gradient, Flav, he's in there. Ardent Party, Keefy Monoped, MC. Hello, mate. How are you tonight? Who else? Snorterpoopus Cuba and Punchy. Hello, Punchy. How are you tonight? I think he's come for the nips.
I came for them last night on the rewatch.
Melvy's in there too. Who was first in the chat, I hear you not say? It was Titus A. Numschuff. He was first in the chat. I was well impressed. Wow, lots of bumping and banging going on. Sorry about the background noise, guys. A lot of drama going off in this household all of a sudden.
Same here.
Grumpy teenagers. Listen. Here she goes. Oh, dear. There'll be a tear of joy in my eye when she leaves home. Not a tear of sadness. Oh, kids, who'd have them, eh? Should have learned to keep my dick in my pants. So anyway, this is Steve Railsback's character. And he's going, as you do, he's leading that mission in there.
Yeah, I do like this bit. I like them sort of just, jetting around in their little space packs looking vulnerable.
Yeah. But you sort of get that vibe. You know what's ahead here because there's all these, like, how can I put it? They look very dehydrated, like the space vampires.
And they're bent over, which is...
That's probably how they like it.
Yeah, that's how they lived, how they died.
MC says, stomping up the stairs in a strop. You got it, mate. And then he, you know that joke, pull my finger?
I do.
He does just that, and it snaps off. I hope he didn't fart at the same time. Who cut the cheese? You're not be able to smell it. You're in a spacesuit, you ding-dong. And it's very much got that alien vibe to it, because they're all like Ash. They're watching it, watching things progress via the power of TV.
Well, there's a lot of nods in this, and I think they're well played.
Anyway, this space artichoke cock ship, is that allowable on here? Cock ship? Because there's a cockpit, obviously. So why can't it be a cock ship?
I believe the term is crotch pit.
Well, you never know. Has it got a gooch? So anyway, this thing starts unfurling, and they're like, oh, what's happening? Oh, doesn't matter. We don't care what you think. You're all red shirts. You're toast. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, dear. But we get some nice VFX shots here from John Dykstra. Did you know that George Lucas did not like John Dykstra one bit?
Yeah, I know they didn't get along, yeah.
No. He only kept him around because of the Dykstra flex.
Well, not a lot of people did get along with George Lucas. I know his producer, Gary Kurtz, didn't get along with him. A lot of people had a tough time with George.
Yeah, they had a big falling out on Jedi, didn't they? Then he went to do Slipstream and managed to convince Mark Hamill to appear in that. That was his first film after Jedi. And that was an absolute flop. And it's a great film. It's got Bill Paxton in it. What's not to love?
Hooray!
Anyway, the lights. The lights come on. There we go. There's my first bit of...
Nice bit of tape. Can we peel that off, chat?
No, you can't do that. Can't do that.
All right.
They're actually casts, mannequins, because they didn't want them in them like glass coffins for 8 hours a day.
They probably fog up, yeah.
So that's a dummy. Not saying she's a dummy at all. Guess who that guy is? You know, on the far right of the slide. Guess who that is? I'll give you a clue. I reviewed a film with his brother in it about 2 months back.
Oh, you're so oblique. Is it Bill Paxton?
No. I'll give you a clue whose brother it is. You got any ideas, Adam?
No.
No. Are you sure about that?
It's
Mick Jagger's brother.
What?
That's Mick Jagger's brother. Serious? I bullshit you not, sir.
No, I believe you, but wow, I didn't even know he had a brother.
Yeah, he's got several apparently. Chris Jagger as first vampire.
Chris Jagger.
Yeah.
All right.
He doesn't look like his brother. I wonder if he sounds like him too.
I hope he doesn't move like him.
Oh, it's got moves like Jagger. Oh, Jabber, even. This is 19-year-old Matilda May, French actress. This was her first role in any film. She was 19, perky breasts, gorgeous body. She's got lovely swirly contact lenses in too. She's absolutely stunning. She did not speak a lick of English at all.
That's okay.
She had to be coached on what to say, and she said it phonetically.
Phonetically, yeah.
So she
I'm
basically,
okay with that.
the script director would tell her what to say in English, and she would try and imitate that. But Tobe Hooper wasn't complaining if there were any bad takes, because, you know, she's not got any clothes on.
Yeah,
this is
sorry.
why.
We'll have to do it again. Take 34, yeah.
Do you want to know how long the shooting took? All the principal photography took 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and it started in February 1984. So imagine how perky her nips must have been in February weather.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest about this chat, everyone watching. There's two great reasons to watch this film, and it's not the script. It is what it is. It's unapologetic, and it's a wonderful, fun 80s movie full of visuals.
Oh, there's a lot of ones. MC says, boring. Oh, come on, it's a family show for family people. It's amazing. You know, as soon as there were no nips, they were covered up, 4 people tuned out. Thanks.
Oh, you're not showing the good bits. Yeah.
No, can't do that. So anyway, Carlson's automatically like, oh, donut. He wants the space poon so bad, it hurts. In fact, he's got an erection in his spacesuit. It's when it comes, my God, what's Bond doing? I think he's attempting re-entry, sir. He'd like to attempt an entry.
But seriously though, for a second, there is some sort of unseen force going on. There's some sort of pull towards these creatures that people fall under the spell of them.
They're very charming and enigmatic, and they project a, how can I put it, like a hypnotic field.
Yeah, there's something psychic going on.
There is, but it will be explained later. Yeah. Whoa, sorry about this, guys.
Oh.
I know it's only a mannequin, but what's the first thing they do? They take those 3 back to the spaceship shuttle, and then they poddle off back. So things start going a bit pear-shaped on board. So it's been 30 days, there's no contact, and then they suddenly pick up the ship coming back. So it's just stuck in orbit. So what do? They do like a moonraker maneuver. They send another shuttle up to figure out what the hell's going off. This guy is chewing through smokes like crazy.
He makes me look like a slacker. Yeah, he is burning.
He's lucky he's living in a time where cigarette vending machines were in every commissary across the country, ours and yours.
Yeah.
Can you remember that? Next to the soda machine, you would get a smokes machine or a sandwich machine.
I dream about it.
I miss old style candy.
Ooh.
Oh, you know, I've not really got much of a sweet tooth these days. But anyway, do you recognize that guy?
He looks familiar, and I couldn't place him while I was watching.
It's Michael Gothard who plays Bukowski in this. Imagine him with octagonal glasses on. He was a Bond villain. You know in The Spy Who Loved Me?
Yes.
Was it The Spy Who Loved Me? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was the one with the Greek bird and the parrot. Oh, crikey. Come on, guys, help me out. It's a Roger Moore. I should know this. It's not Spy Who Loved Me because that's got not Britt Eklund in it. It's, I've got COVID. I'm all over the place tonight, guys. Do apologise. So let's waste another couple of $1 million. Doesn't matter, it's only money. And if you notice, instead of the USA in the background, no, it's not Octopussy. It's England in the background.
Hooray!
That's it, for your eyes only. Or View to a Kill. Make your mind up, guys. I'm going to look it up now. He was definitely... Oh, yeah, For Your Eyes Only. He played Luke. He was an assassin.
Yeah, Dutch has got it.
There we go. They're doing some docking. Apparently docking means something else these days, according to my brother, who loves the cock.
That's what my son says.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. Right, you can tell now, this is a nod back to 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Why they did certain like this, like rotate the camera to strings and wires. Because there was quite a bit of wire work involved in this.
I think it's effective enough. Does its job.
Yeah. So anyway, they penetrate the shuttle. Oh dear, it's so hard to not go into double entendre land. Oh, I think I might have left a bit of a nip in there. It's not the one I'm thinking of. Oh my goodness. This is TMI, says Flav. I agree. MC says, I had docking explained to me. I was shocked. Yeah. Yeah, we've already got that. Franco's in there with a 1, you dirty git.
Thank you, Franco.
But yet again, cracking. She is stunning.
She's absolutely a 10 out of 10. Unbelievable.
I could gargle with her piss.
God bless her parents.
I know. She don't look half bad now.
Oh, I haven't looked her up.
Yeah, she kind of has a Jane Badler vibe to her now.
Is she still working?
Apparently so.
Oh, nice.
And yet again, everybody's falling in love with her. So they bring her back. Oh, look, he's got another smoke on, and that's Frank Finlay. Classic British actor. And look at that guy there. He looks a bit like Stephen Fry.
This looks like the BBC basement Christmas party tapes.
I've just noticed something there. Right, that guy's got like a cigarette case, but it looks like a mobile phone face down. Why has he got a cigarette case when there's a box of Marlboros there?
Well, everybody brought their own.
Yeah, smoke if you got them.
Yeah.
This is Frank Finlay. He plays Dr. Fallada.
Could he be more British?
It sounds more like fellatio, doesn't it, to me, in my head anyway.
When you watch this, like, can you feel the sort of like back and forth between like what feels like an American shot and the British shots? I mean, the whole second half of the film feels very British production, but
I've just gone back a slide because not Z3PO says, is that a TIE fighter in the background? If you look very carefully, that is a model of the Hubble Space Telescope before it was even a thing.
That's the Hubble.
There you go. It's Hubble, but well spotted, not Z3PO.
Good eye.
That is good. Very observant. Let me go back to slide number 40. So this Fallada, he's like the top science dude, you know?
Sure.
Oh dear, there's always one. Keep him on, Oped. If you're going to keep taping up the best bits, I'll be forced to get out my... Oh. Yeah. Oh, all right, I can't read the rest of that out. This is quite funny. Franco says Timu Jason Robards.
Deborah's feeling deflated.
Yeah. So anyway, Bukowski, which is a great British name to be fair, he's watching the aliens because they've been brought back. Notice how they've kept her separate, and the two male ones have been put somewhere else. That's a bit of foreshadowing, isn't it?
Yeah, and a little sexist.
Oh, it's she. She's got to spare her modesty. Apparently, Matilda May was really sort of hung up about doing the nude scenes, but her agent convinced her it was the right thing to do
It was.
because it would do amazing things for her career. But it did amazing things for prepubescent and teenage boys and some grown-ups all across the planet for decades to come.
Yeah.
Come being the operative word.
I became a man.
So this guy, he's gone in for a nosy. And this is just typical horror house here.
Yeah.
Oh, just calm down, boys.
Great slide, though.
It is a great slide. He goes in for a touch, and she wakes up. Them contacts she's got in, they look fantastic. They look like an advert for Galaxy Chocolate, if you remember that, guys. But she wakes up, he cacks himself. Ta-da! Oh, how it hurt me to put these things across. I've done it tastefully, though.
I think so. I mean, what can you do? It's YouTube.
Gosh, she don't look 19. She looks raring to go, doesn't she?
No, I would have never guessed.
Oh, come on, guys. The algorithm would eat me for breakfast.
We'd be
struggling
off the
to
air.
keep the lights on as it is.
Yeah, we'd be chatting with you on Twitter instead of YouTube right now.
Yeah, we'd be doing it through the power of our minds. If you love the channel, hit join, become a member, and support more brutally honest reviews. Do you know what? Be nice to do a redux of this over on Rumble.
Yeah,
but without all the censorship.
I don't know how. I haven't really pushed the limits on their censorship.
Well, I thought it was the Wild West of streaming.
Well, there's no copyright, but I don't know how they're going to treat adulties.
Oh God. Brian says, producer Brian, if I'd have done these slides, there'd be two Rian Johnson faces over her nips. You rotten git.
Well, that just crawled back up. Thank you, Brian.
Can't have that. We've got to save the Rian Johnson. Right. I can never fucking pronounce his name right.
Ruin Johnson is his name, I believe.
No, you've not missed anything, Esther. So anyway, he goes hell for leather. She's straight in, tashing on with him.
Oh.
And she really means it.
Yeah.
She sells this like she's mega horny. She wants it.
Take my juices.
And then things start happening. And she sucks all his life force out of him. So Bukowski comes in just in time to catch him. And do you know what they called these puppet? These like well, they're an animatronic.
Yeah, these mannequins. Yeah.
But all the people that had been sucked off, they had a nickname for them on set. They called them the Walking Shriveled.
The Walking Shriveled.
Yep.
How about just dry guys?
Just stick them in boiling water for 20 minutes. They'll be fine.
I love the styling of the makeup and the design on these corpses. I think they look terrifying.
You got Nick Maley to thank for that. He's a man. He was one of the early members of ILM.
I think they look great. They still hold up.
I reckon that the only person who could have beat Nick Maley on these puppets or on the dehydrated might have been Rob Bottin.
I would take a look at his sketches for sure.
Because just look what he did for John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they do look great even when they're just hanging around or whether they're moving or whatever. It's a good design, sort of exaggerated, boxy skull face. I like it.
Yeah. But there she is. She's lurking in the dark.
Come here.
MC said Rob Bottin would have made an amazing job. He would have done.
He always does.
And for some reason, she starts like mesmerizing Bukowski. And you can tell she's going to go in for it. Because she's one horny mother.
She wants his precious bodily fluids.
Oh, yeah. She wants his juices. She's just about to go in for it. And Falada, that's a great name, he starts running down and she's left him. Obviously, these guys have come down in the nick of time. It's amazing that he had the same distance to cover as Bukowski. And Falada's a hell of a lot older. And he got there in time. Weird that, isn't it? Very bizarre. It's almost like it's a plot.
We don't really see how he got away from her, but we're all sort of glad that he did.
Yeah. So anyway, Falada gets a look at the dehydrated. And he's like, oh, God, what's up with you? You survived, didn't you? He says, yeah, but, I could have had a bit of action going off here. That's why he's pissed off. He thought he was going to get some.
Yeah.
I mean, he might smell like an ashtray, but he's still a horny man after all.
Close the door.
Can you remember back in the day where Eau ashtray was so normal you didn't smell it?
Yes, I grew up in it. Yeah.
The thing I remember most growing up is being on the back seat of the car and both my parents sparking up. Mm-hmm. And it was always that unique smell in a car because the windows were up and you were in it, weren't you?
Yeah, windows rolled up doing 60 miles an hour. Yeah.
Going to Skeggy in a Vauxhall Viva, those were the days.
I remember elevators with ashtrays in them.
Really?
Yes. That was the thing we had.
Those were the days. Now, there's a slide coming up, and it just tickles me something chronic, right? She's walking up those steps, fully in the buff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look at that slide and tell me what's not wrong with the picture. Come on, lads. There's old Bert here, and he's just having a quick cup of tea, right? And just look at that shadow on the wall. I hate to say the word foreshadowing. Here we go. Here's a memory from Flav. Sorry. It always does this. When I click the one I want, it always does the next one down.
Yeah.
MC says, yes, Trev, I actually miss the smell because it reminds me of holidays with my dad. It's funny. It remembers me that too. Oh, yeah. Melv, that's got to be rhubarb. Motorcycles with ashtrays on.
Thank you, Melvin.
I remember chocolate fire guards.
Mm.
Oh. Did he do shag? Franco says his dad smoked a pipe in the 70s. All I knew of him was a talking cloud. I like that. Ardent says, the year I started uni, they started telling us not to smoke in class.
In class? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Being able to fire up in lessons.
No, we didn't have that in America.
God, is it? Were you in Delta House by any chance? And look at that. She didn't even bother him, and he's naffed off. Well, why didn't she do me? I wonder, Bert, have you looked in a mirror? Actually, I kind of look like that now.
I'm not far off.
I'm 52. I'm overweight. I look like I've seen a ghost.
You have?
Well, yeah. Ghosty! That goes through my head. Every time I see your Avi, I just think of the ghosty and then a punch sound. Those were the days. The concession stand. The concession stand. The concession stand. Bravo on Triple M last Sunday. Thoroughly enjoyed it, sir.
Thank you very much.
I ultimately had to take you to bed.
Well,
I guess you don't know what you're doing this coming Sunday, do you? Or do you?
I don't know what I'm doing after this show. I have no idea.
Look at old Bert. He's absolutely bollocks. He's run after her, hoping for a bit of action. And she's not looking, and there's 2 security guards there. God, she is amazing.
I have to say, right after I first saw this movie, which is probably 86, because I probably watched it on cable. I was in New York City. I came out of a club and I saw a woman across the street, a girl across the street that looked exactly like her. And she had weird eyes, like they were clouded over, just like this girl. And I could not stop staring. And I swear I stood there for 2 minutes and finally creeped her out and she wandered off. It was the weirdest moment.
Do you know what I'd say to her? I'd go up to her and say, "Excuse me, love, do you fancy a shag?" And she'd go, "No." And I say, "Well, would you mind laying down while I have one?"
Yeah. Pottenacker?
That's about all I'd get, to be fair. Punchy says, and this is a great idea, I might nip and get a quick bottle of whiskey. Punchy says we could have a drinking game every time some nips are covered.
Well, you'll be face down in the shag.
Brian, I think she was tuppence naked. What's this? Melvin. Seeing her there makes me want to try a garlic and frog flavoured potnacker. There isn't one, but we do have a seafood clunge bucket, which may interest you, sir.
Garlic and frog sounds exotic.
So this guy tries to offer a cookie. "All right, love, do you want to come down, have a cup of tea and a biscuit?" And she does some like Jedi mind trick on him, and she proper does him over.
Yeah, this is a weird bit where he tries with the biscuit. He's sort of like she's a dog or something.
But hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That was the basis of the script, apparently, according to Dan O'Bannon. He says it was a metaphor he used when writing this.
So it's like divorce.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, it's the fun two-player game where player one automatically loses. I'm player one, by the way.
Hello.
Hello. Got it all to come. It's all in the pipeline. And then she does like a Highlander bit. There can be only one, and all the windows blow out. And then, this amazes me. She must be super duper because she walks through all that broken glass, doesn't get a single cut on her feet. This is February.
She could teach Bruce Willis a thing or two.
Yeah. But this is February, so those nips must have been out like chapel hat pegs.
Like miniature anvils.
I bet you any money you could hang your coat on them. And Frank
Oh
Finley and the rest of them were all just stood there with the thought of their arses. Not like you can do anything, guy. And anyway, this made me laugh. This is Peter Firth, and he plays Kane. He's an SAS character. It's funny, Kane. We've already had a Kane in a Dan O'Bannon movie. But he sort of looks like, I thought, for a split second, he looked like a hard version of Michael Ball. In fact, Michael Ball's brother's in this film, Nicholas.
Who's Michael Ball?
He's a singer. He's a bit of a lovey. So they go to examine this body. This is that security guard from earlier.
That looks so cool.
Do you know how many people, right, are operating these animatronics?
It's probably like 1,100 people under the table.
23 puppeteers to control the animatronic versions of the Walking Shriveled.
Now that's a puppet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, again, Nick Maley doing a stand-up job there. In the meantime, the other two... Oh, have you seen my brother? He's got moves like Jabba. He doesn't... Let me go back. It doesn't look... I don't know. He's not got the lips, has he? It doesn't look very Jaggerish.
No, I would have. I mean, not in a million years. I would have never guessed.
I wouldn't, but the power of IMDb says otherwise.
Well, I mean, he got the looks. Mick got the talent.
And I noticed there's a fluorescent light that's subtly aimed in the camera view there.
Very conspicuous, yes.
Franco, there's no chance of me showing my nips. Don't forget, boys, you can auction yourself to win next week's film of your choice with the highest super chat. Just having a quick look at the super chats.
Let's at least get some votes going in the chat, guys. What do you want to see next week?
Yeah. Melv's in the lead with a 2.5 pot knackers. That's £5 to you and me. So, Melv, if nobody beats your fiver, you get to pick next week's film. No, he does look a bit like Mick now.
There he does, yeah.
No. Look at me. Got me moves like Jabba. So these SAS blokes, the one on the left there, I'm sure he was in London's Burning, which was like a, what was that fire department thing with Randolph Mantooth in it in the 70s?
I'm sorry, wrong country, mate. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
the black hole. Oh,
yeah.
Skyfire knows my Achilles heel. I hate that movie so much.
In, through, and beyond. I did a song about that once, you know. It's on SoundCloud.
Skyfire's taking the lead. Well done, sir. Thank you.
$20. And he's world of sported too, so he's a member of the channel. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I'll review it. You know my feelings about it, Skyfire.
So Skyfire's in the lead with $20.
Yeah.
Black hole next week. Awesome. So anyway, these are the male version of the space vampires. They've got swirly thingamabobs in the rice too.
Start me up.
Hang on a minute. If you were to look at them, which one's which? Which is Mick's brother? Can't tell now.
And which is his boyfriend?
I think I think I need a better studio location, to be fair. Anyway, they start shooting away at these guys, but the space vampires, you can't touch them.
No.
So they're shooting away, it's having no effect. So hand grenades.
They tried, you know.
Oh, Galians,
Ooh.
says Ista.
Hello, Ista.
So it's like, yes, they're space vampires. And there's only bits of them left, but they can body jump, right? A convenient plot loophole.
Yeah, we're going to start a bunch of that here.
Yeah. So they go to do an autopsy. And here's where things get a bit interesting. Because this guy comes sort of semi-back to life. And he's like, and he mesmerizes this doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he must be very nice because he can't resist having a kiss with a fella. Oh my God! Do you know who he kind of looks like there? The pathologist, Scorpius from Farscape.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah. So anyway, he can't help but snog that security guard, and he takes his life force. So this is kind of like space aids in a way. Once you've got it for life. And you've got to keep dosing up to stay alive.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. Oh, jeebus. Punchy says looks like Sharon Osbourne.
Wow.
Looks like Kelly.
Early Sharon or current Sharon?
I'll say, Sharon, I've shit me pants, Sharon.
Oh, poor Kelly.
I like this. The look on this guy's face, it's like abject horror, but like he's trying not to piss himself laughing.
This is like the British Frank Oz cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I thought it was? The British cameo of John Landis.
Yeah, same thing, yeah.
Weird.
Stick him in there.
But he's like crapping his pants, but it's almost like he's trying not to laugh. So this security guard is like soaking up this life force. And he's dehydrating that guy there. And then he comes back to life, miraculously. The pathologist, he's toast. And this guy is like all dead cock-a-hoop for like 2 or 3 seconds. And then he realizes, and then they all grab him and tranquilize him. In the meantime, they found a body in the woods. 2 young men on Hampstead Heath discover a body. So, young lads, what were you doing in the gentlemen's toilets at this time of night, eh?
Nothing.
I ought to shove my truncheon where the sun don't shine. Cooey!
Yeah, these guys are suspicious.
Yeah, very sketchy. But, oh my God, it's Ariana Grande.
She looks great.
Do you know, I'm sure as shit they're doing this on purpose.
Wow. It's actually become
just 1 second.
It's a bit
Can
of
you stop fucking banging up and down stairs, please? Thank you. Sorry about that. They're so inconsiderate, these pricks here. Yeah, so Ariana Grande, she's a bit tired, so she's having a rest. And Frank Finlay in this is about as much use as a used condom. And Kane, he's like, I'm in the SAS. He's a bit like a vegan, but SAS version. He keeps saying, I'm in the SAS. Really? Well, we don't know. How do you know he's in the SAS? He tells you every 2 minutes in this film.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Aubrey Morris. He plays Sir Percy, the Home Secretary. Do you remember what he was in?
I know. He looks like he's moonlighting as a host at an Italian restaurant.
He's been in loads of things.
He's very familiar.
He is indeed. He has been in Deadwood. Let me just go. I'm sure he was in Babylon 5.
Really?
Yeah. I think he played a character called Duncan. Yeah, he did.
Well,
he got one of those. He got like a spine, like a gouged thing, and it took all his pain away.
Let's get some call outs from the chat. What's your favorite role for our bow tie man?
Well, he's just been one of those jobbing character actors, though, over the years.
Nothing wrong with that.
What's this? Skyfire says, what might have been 2. James Horner was initially asked to do the score before Henry Mancini was tapped. It's funny because Henry Mancini's score is only on the UK version of this film.
Really?
Yeah. And the US had a shorter cut because Golan Globus said it was too long and it wouldn't succeed. And the titles are completely different too.
I saw the full cut last night. It was like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that's the Tobe Hooper director's cut.
Yeah.
So anyway, this security guard, he starts going a bit chicken oriental. And he starts dehydrating again. And this is great because Aubrey Morris, he just keeps pulling this face like he needs a shit. So anyway, this guy, he goes back to normal. And yeah, again, they got a great effects team on this film. You know, it had got a big budget, right? It had got a $25 million budget. It only made $10.5 million back at the box office. So it's not like they didn't have the money. It's not like they didn't have the talent. But it's almost like Dan O'Bannon kind of dropped the ball a little bit on the script.
Yeah, I mentioned it before, but the first half of this movie is gangbusters. The second half feels like you're just off in a rerun of some 70s police procedural nonsense. It falls down quick.
I don't think this guy's coming back because Falada has poked him with a walking stick and he's all dust inside.
Yeah, there's an ashtray there.
Yeah, he looks like 40 a day minimum. Yeah. So they go and start checking out this pathologist because he's pretty much turned back into one of these things. And he comes running at him and he hits those prison bars that fast.
Boosh.
He explodes.
So cool.
Yeah, he's dust. It's like free cremation. There's nothing left of him. And Sir Percy pulling that face. Falada's hairs all over the shop. So they go to check out this girl, old Ariana Grande, who's come back to life. And all them monitors start going crazy, and she comes sort of like back.
I'm going to call her Melania.
And just look at that, Sir Percy with another one of those face pulls. I'm holding a turd in. Ooh. I had a big luncheon earlier. And all this energy she's kicking out blows everything up. I knew a girl who looked like that. She was in my year at school. She was weird. She smelled funny too. But if they don't get some of these vampire types, if they don't get any life force, they blow up.
They dry up and they explode.
Yeah. My God, she turned into a pot knacker. It's true.
Ooh.
So they're like, can't let this get out. They've got to try and get that girl because she's probably wreaking havoc wherever she goes. And then this guy says they've discovered a life capsule from the Churchill. So here's Carlson. He's made it back. They fly
That's
him to
me.
London, and he
That's
meets.
me every morning.
Yeah, and he comes back and meets the Bond villain. What exactly do you see up there, man? So he sort of like recants what happened aboard the Churchill, how they brought these aliens back. And now we got an insta-boner.
Doing.
Melv. Don't all women dry up and explode? Sadly not.
Not enough of them.
Well, you do know women are a meat waste byproduct, don't you? Vagina. But
Wow.
look at that. Yet again, a strap conveniently located over both receptacles. And again, I didn't have to do any taping there.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at that. Do you know, I would ride that like a bike I got on Christmas morning. I would not be off it.
All year round.
Honestly,
Yeah,
by Boxing Day, I'd be firing dust.
I hate to go on about it, but she really is a beautiful woman. Just
She is.
absolutely stunning.
She is gorgeous.
We don't get that anymore. Like
No.
I would put her up with Betty Page or any other classic beauty. Why can't we have this on film now?
I've got some bad news, though.
What's that?
Her real name, her acting name is Matilda May, but she's actually a Karen. It says, born Karine Haim, French actress and dancer from Paris. She was a ballet dancer. That's why she was very supple for the role.
She's a bit built for ballet. My goodness.
She's only a dainty little thing.
No.
I'll tell you something. If I was to have a super 80s three-way, her and Jane Badler. Oh, yeah. Trevo would be the filling in a space sex sandwich.
And then you'd explode in a pile of dust.
I'd explode, but not how she imagined. Oh, bloody hell, would I be exploding? Nicholas Ball.
Speaking of knackered.
Yeah. I'm just having a look now to see if he was Shelley. Because it's bugging me now. I'm having to go back. He's been in loads of stuff over here. Crikey, I better go back down to the 70s.
Just a quick thank
Hazel,
you
not Shelley. That's
everyone
it.
in the chat. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, he was Hazel. I'm getting him mixed up with Shelley, who was a completely different actor. Yeah, you're right. I thought he looks like so-and-so. MC says, plenty of mayo. I'm thinking man mayo. That's a good point. Where she's in that, here we go. I wonder if this inspired Mila Jovovich's costume in The Fifth Element. I think it was Jean-Paul Gaultier what did that, didn't he? He did the
yes,
the clothing for that.
Correct.
Oh dear. Luc Besson does some good movies.
I didn't get The Fifth Element when it first came out. I really did. I missed it, and then later on, a few years later, I watched it. I loved it. I still love it.
Multipass.
Oh.
So anyway,
I missed the satire.
Yeah. On the Churchill, somebody's destroyed all the communications. And then they find one of these guys. The crew are slowly being drained because these space vampires, even if they don't make contact with you, if you're in close proximity, they can actually draw the energy from the weakest people.
The juice is loose.
Yeah. But Carlson seems to be the only one immune. So he gets a really good idea. I know, I'll turn all the oxygen on.
Danger.
Right.
Do not pull handle.
And then I'll set fire to that alien we brought on board, the one where he pulled his finger, but he didn't trump.
Doesn't he burn the eyes out first?
Yeah, he does something like that, doesn't he?
He takes a torch and he burns the eyes so they can't fixate on someone or something like that.
which is a good point, really. That's
that was a nice touch.
yeah. And then we've got the old Star Wars bit of the escape pod. So he gets in that capsule, and he's just about to press a button, and the whole ship. Oh, look! I've accidentally left some bits in there.
Oh dear!
Nobody shouted Potnacker in the chat. That's it, Brian. I was getting him mixed up. There we go. Thank you for clearing that up.
Brian.
Nobody shouted Potnacker. You could have won yourself a seafood clunge bucket, our latest flavour from Potnacker, who very kindly sponsor the show. So the ship goes up, he gets out in time, and then they tell him, yeah, you're going to have a kip. Get your head down a bit. You must be knackered. Jet lag and all that. So he has a dream, and then she comes to him in a dream, and he sort of like has a fever dream, and she comes back, and she extracts some man wax from him via the power of dream.
I don't know where she got those clothes from, but I protest.
This is only the second time she's actually clothed, which is a shame, really.
No, she's still lovely.
So he wakes up, and he's like, I wouldn't be screaming. I'd be trying to go back to sleep. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's like Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters. Like,
yeah.
Just let it happen.
So Falada hypnotizes him, and then they figure out she's in the body of this kinky nurse. Oh, sir. Quite a nice bit of totty, to be fair.
No objections.
I'm just trying to think who she is. I think she might be Nancy Paul, according to IMDb. But she gets a lift from a dirty old man in a Volvo.
As you all do.
Fancy taking me for a ride, love?
Hey.
And I had to severely edit this because she's placed his hand in the muffula area.
Yeah, we do get a bit of encouragement here from her.
Mm. And look at that. Can you remember when you used to have to lean across and pull the knob up just to open the door for somebody?
Yep.
Those were the days. When if you locked yourself out of your car, left your keys in the ignition, coat hangers were a must.
Yeah.
I got quite good at that at one point, you know.
Well, yeah, you just go around the other side of the car because you probably left the knob up over there.
I'm saying nothing about knobs and up. Meanwhile, need another 7 astronauts. That's what NASA stands for, isn't it?
I thought it was never a straight answer, but...
they're keeping a close eye on this artichoke knob ship. And it's unfurling itself, and it's positioning itself in an orbit that's geosynchronous with London for some strange reason. Falada's got a iron-leaded sword.
Sure.
Something about swords and penetration in this film. There seems to be a lot of penetration, sort of like shenanigans. You know, like double entendres. It's very suggestive of penetration and entering. And Carlson and Kane go to Hurlston Hospital, a mental institution. Make it so.
Oh, who's that?
He's got a fair bit of hair. It's Patrick Stewart, kids. Plays Dr. Armstrong in this movie.
Yeah.
He was great in this role. There are only 4 lights. There we go.
He's sort of made a career out of being put in wheelchairs because he's about to get in one.
Yeah. I don't know. That must be foreshadowing. So they find this... excuse me. I'm having a COVID moment. So they find Kinky Nurse. Carlson sort of like interrogates her. And when he gets around to the point, he realizes that she's jumped ship. So Patrick's like, well, where's she gone then? And he kind of bullshits him here and says, he's in the body of one of your patients. So while they go in this rubber room, they grab hold of Patrick Stewart. There are only 4 lights.
There are 4 nipples.
Yeah. And they dose him up. And Carlson starts doing his... Because he's got like a bit of a linkage. There's a bit of space mojo going off. So apparently Patrick Stewart says, you know, first kiss he had on screen was with Steve Railsback.
Ooh.
Because he does kiss him in this. But it's her. It's
Ooh.
Space Girl in disguise. And Carlson's trying to figure out what's going off, and she releases her body energy. So they get back on this helicopter with Patrick Stewart and this other body. And Falada's telling them, like, oh, things are going a bit crazy here in London. Everything's going a bit pear-shaped. All of a sudden, that is a great... Nick Maley did a good job there with what he had to work with.
Yeah, it looks good.
6 foot rule applies here. 6 foot rule, this looks shit hot.
Yeah.
But get close, and it's not so hot. And all the blood starts coming out of these two guys, Patrick Stewart's character and the other guy that they've got in a stretcher. And all this blood congeals. And he pulls some... There's a lot of face peeling, like... Ugh!
Yeah.
And it turns into Space Girl.
Still would.
And that's actually her in that. She's in a latex suit. And it took them, the makeup department, 8 hours to get her in that. And she was covered in a mixture of golden syrup and jelly.
All right.
As you do.
Hang on. Lunchtime.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she goes, Carlson, and then drops into a big slop of blood. So they realise they've got to get back to London, but he wants a bit more info. So Kane gets the full picture about Carlson. He's having these, like, fever dreams. And he goes into the cargo hold. Look, more. I've left a couple in, you see.
I do.
How does she look? How does she look even hotter like that?
I don't think she has a bad angle.
No. Istophobos, you dirty Gertie. So Carlson reveals that he couldn't keep away. And she kind of shared Lifeforce as a bit of hers with a bit of his. But apparently she's all that's feminine in his mind. So she's kind of based herself on his ideal woman. So he explains everything to Kane. Meanwhile, there's all these, like, bizarre... And you can tell it's Tobe Hooper because it's very poltergeist-like from now on a little bit. Apparently, they're 10K lights that John Dykstra put on strings, and they were, like, on a Fox wire system.
Wow.
And the rest of it was all obviously in post to cover up the wires.
Well, back in the day, a 10K was a big piece of gear.
Well, he made it fly. No pun intended.
Well done.
Oh dear, I really am struggling, guys. I'm trying my best. And London's going to pot. Everybody's getting sucked off and turned into vampires. So they go to the ministry. And then, like, she's the secretary for the Prime Minister who's in his bunker. And the Prime Minister shouts her in. I need a quick word with you. So he takes his secretary in the office. Oh, dear.
No.
The Prime Minister's one, too. We've been saying that about our current Prime Minister. He's one of them. Not necessarily a space vampire.
Yeah.
Quatter. Looks like a quatter. It must be a quatter. So Carlson and Kane decide to do a run for it, and there's a couple of walking shriveled after him.
Oh.
Do you know, this it kind of goes into a bit of a, like a...
Planet Terror?
Yeah, like a zombie movie. You know, it does. It's kind of borderline Roger Corman in places.
Yeah, I think the second half of this movie sort of doesn't know what it wants to do. We get mass zombie invasion, but we also get a lot of just people running around saying things in rooms and
doing unnecessary things just for action shots.
Yeah.
So these zombies climb aboard. Now, Tobe Hooper took inspiration here. He had an accident on an ATV where he caught his hand between the handlebars on a wall and his skin peeled off. And then this walking shriveled, he tries to pull against his own hand and pulls his skin off and then slips off the helicopter.
Ooh.
So, yeah, these guys get it. The other one, very Jaws. Kane fires a flare gun off.
Hooray.
And that looked quite good for a split second. 6 foot rule definitely applies on a lot of things on this film. So they're clear to go back to London, but there's been a cordon put round London. Now, it turns out that the Great Fire of London was the last time Halley's Comet was about. And the Fire of London was actually to get rid of these space vampires the first time round. So Halley's Comet had been seen as a harbinger of doom, and this is why. But how did they get down last time? In a wooden shuttle? I don't think that would have lasted long.
I don't know.
Power of their mind. So they go to this Checkpoint Charlie type of thing. Oh, you, a space vampire. No. All right, then, come on in.
Or have you associated with a space vampire?
Yeah. Oh, dear. I mean, some of it is laughable, really. It's good in places, and then it lets itself down tremendously. So this bloke's like, well, you obviously know more than we do, so you can be in charge if you want. Meanwhile, this space artichoke cockship is charging itself up with Lifeforce. It's all being sent up from St. Paul's Cathedral. So Railsbeck says, I've got to get there and figure out what's going off. We've got all these 10K lights flying around in London. Typical London, there's always scaffolding up somewhere. And people are just going around sucking each other off.
Pardon
their life force, that is. There's always one. Lesbian space witch. Swappers says, who flew a spaceship up to the comet in 1066? I thought that was the Battle of Hastings 1066. It was 1666, wasn't it? The Great Fire of London. Started on Pudding Lane in London. And there she is, Space Girl. The second time she's fully clothed.
Yeah.
So she's kind of urging Carlson to come to her. And he says, I've got to go to her. And Kane's like, oh, all right then. So he just pinches somebody's car and decides to drive off to the space center to get this, the power sword. We'll call it the power sword for now.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very specific. It's an iron sword that's covered in lead. So there's a lot of driving scenes through London where it just becomes Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
They just start driving through all these nasties. He's got the same problem. Oh, look. My name's Mandy. I'm from Savak, and I'm going to suck your life force off, governor. Probably.
Another chav succubus.
Yeah. She's like like a pre-Rose Tyler from Doctor Who. Chavvy girl who does it for a bag of chips. But she's calling to Carlson, but look at them contacts. She's got swirly eyes.
It's cool. I think it's still fine.
I'm waiting for all the ones in the chat. In your own time, lads.
This whole chat is full of ones.
Anyway, I'm moving on. So he's getting the call. Why you wouldn't turn that down, would you?
Nope.
So he gets to St. Paul's Cathedral. MC, you're a bit late, mate. Lots of ones there. One from a Franco. One from Not Z3PO. One from Fourth Drawer Down. Ardent Party says one. There we go. We got there in the end. Excuse me. I'm having to do a lot of cutaways vocally tonight because you might notice a difference in the voice. I sound like my balls have finally dropped. I've gone down half a tone.
You're doing fine.
Finley, Falada, he's been turned as well. And he's like saying, it's too late, we're all going to die. And all of a sudden, his life force goes flying out of his arsehole and he catches fire. He must have had Taco Bell for lunch. Oh, that Taco Bell. So anyway, Kane grabs the power sword. That's the body of one of the vampires. There's still another bloke vampire knocking about. Bit of foreshadowing there. So Kane tries to get away, and then I thought that was Malcolm McDowell on the left.
It might be.
Kind of looks like him a little bit.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
The other bloke on the right looks a bit like Keir Starmer.
Ew.
He doesn't need the makeup. So St. Paul's Cathedral, I'm guessing, that's become like a nexus for all the life force going back up to the ship. And she's there, she's ready, willing, and able. She's moist, she's wetter than Smilex's pocket.
Oh.
And he finally gets there, and he's like, boing. I think you can hear the boing.
He looks like not so much at the beginning of the movie, but for the rest of the movie, he looks like Treat Williams.
You reckon?
I do.
I notice as well is the continuity is shit on this film because he's at least had 2 haircuts during the production of this film.
Yeah, well, it took half a year. I mean,
and his hair clearly changes several times. So he's smitten, he's wet through, and she's like, Carlson, I'm here for you. And then nips her out like chapel hat pegs again. Meanwhile, there's like this poltergeist type effect going through London. And there's a great scene where it goes into a tube station. And all they do look more like zombies than vampires, don't they, to be fair?
Yeah, it's very zombie.
I'm thinking Romero.
Yeah. Classic zombies.
Yeah. So it goes down into the tube station and it just drains all these people and it goes back up and it goes through a bus and makes it explode.
Yay.
And then all this life energy, just at the point where Kane gets to the cathedral, turns into the other space vampire, the one that's not Mick Jagger's brother. And he talks in this like voice of God, you shall not pass. And he says, oh, I'm going to sort you out, mate. And he's got that special power sword. Obviously, it's not through the heart. It has to be 2 inches down and to the right. And he does this guy, because he's SAS, you see.
Ooh,
a lot of good suggestions in the chat what we can call these guys. Vambi says, Franco. I like that. That's good.
Zompires?
Don't forget tonight, if you want to pick next week's film, you have to beat Skyfire's super chat of $20, right? Because tonight, next week's film is up for auction.
Democracy if you want to pick, isn't free, folks.
If you want to pick next week's film, you've got to beat $20. But that's entirely up to you. So far, Skyfire's winning. It looks like we'll be doing the black hole. The true form of the Vambies is finally revealed. That's what all those desiccated ones look like.
And that looks cool. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how cool that is. We don't get monsters like that. That's like some Evil Dead stuff there.
And I'm thinking Fright Night borrowed heavily from this.
They definitely saw this.
It just reminded me, we're doing Fright Night for Halloween. The month of October, it's horror movies on Just Great Movies.
I ran into Evil Ed at Tower Records in New York City.
He's doing gay, well, I don't know if he's still doing it, but he became a gay porn actor, didn't he?
He did, indeed.
He was in Moon 44, which we did a month or so back. Well, that's great. That's a great effect.
Yeah, that's a great looking puppet.
And he turns to dust. Power sword is left remaining. So Kane goes into the cathedral, and there's all this life energy flying up. And Carlson's doing a standing up. Is that technically a pogo pump?
What the hell is a pogo pump?
You know, where you do it standing up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a pogo pump.
I don't.
MC says it's excellent. I love Fright Night. You're so cool, Brewster. It's mint. And Amanda Bierce before she was a lesbian.
Roddy McDowell.
Yeah, as Peter Vincent. Oh, what was the guy who played Charlie Brewster? I watched him in something recently, and I didn't even realize it was him. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's Brewster!"
Oh God, I can't remember his real name.
Charlie. No, it's Charlie Brewster. William. Oh, Ragsdale.
Sure.
I think it's William Ragsdale. I could be wrong. So anyway, she's. I am here for you.
That's the look I get when I say I'm going bowling.
She wants him bad. And we're talking the clam is chomping.
Yeah.
I think she's at that level, don't you?
I think it's probably biting him on the knee right now.
I couldn't care if she was knee deep in her own clunge. I would still do it. And he would too. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Where do you want it? She don't care. And Kane's trying to get Carson's... He's trying to get Carlson's attention, but he is just, he's preoccupied. MC, nice one. Dripping. Touch gradient, I'd hit that. Yeah, you, me, and everybody else.
Hello, Dutch.
Swappers, like feeding carrots to a starving horse.
Swappers.
Crikey. Nice one, Swappers.
That was
You
good.
win the internets tonight, my friend. Oh, dear. So anyway, Carlson manages to break away from his dong lust. If you were doing a space vampire as hot as that, you would not care, would you? You'd just be so into it.
Well, he does try and slow her down. You're taking too much, love.
Yeah. So he chucks down the power sword and he grabs it, and that's it. He goes in full on, straight through the both of them, impales them both. And the look she gives him, it's like, why? We could have had amazing tuppence shenanigans. You know? The look of like disappointment.
Yeah, that revenge sex is good stuff.
The monkey's lips aren't chomping no more. There's no camel toe at that address. She's full on.
I can't get over the horse and carrots.
Yeah, I know. Swappers. Fourth drawdown says he finished and immediately lost interest.
Yeah, need a sandwich and a
nap. Here we go. All the comments coming in now. Spit roast. MC says the look of disappointment. Stop making me laugh. I'm not very well. Oh dear. I think I'm getting my Lifeforce zapped out of me tonight. But all this lust energy.
Good job, chat. Thank you.
Shag energy. Do you think that's what it is?
Shag energy.
Yeah, shag energy.
Shag energy.
Yeah. Post nut clarity swappers on form tonight, mate. So anyway, all this energy starts going up to the space vampires. They disappear, and the power sword is all that's left. And then we get a scene of the space artichoke knob ship, whatever you want to call it, starts heading back to Halley's Comet. And that's pretty much your lot.
Whew.
Is it just a great movie, or what would you give it out of 10, that film?
I enjoyed the rewatch way more than I thought I would. I'm trying to come up with a better term for this, but if you love movies, like just great movies, if you like a movie, this will not let you down. I'll give it a 7.5, easy.
Yeah, that is a cracking score. What do you think in the chat, guys? What would you give this out of 10? And don't just put 1 because that's what you'd give Matilda May. Get in the line. I'm first. You can have sloppy seconds and everything else after that.
Can you imagine back in the day?
Oh dear. God. Would you make that a cum dumpster?
Yeah, I would do anything within my powers, to be honest.
Really?
She is a 10 out of 10.
She is indeed. Scores are coming in. Fourth drawdown says 6.5. Ardent Party, you miserable bastard, says 3.
Party.
I know. 8 out of 10 from Skyfire. 7 out of 10 from MC.
There you go.
A nostalgic 8 from Swappers. Punchy says a 7. You've got to give it something in that range.
I think so. I mean, again, the second half is a bit. It's a bit, and the director's cut, I guess you guys in England got the longer cut. It drags a little.
Yeah, it's the one for the UK was 2 hours long. The US one was, I think it was about 100 and, oh, crikey, was it about an hour? Oh, it was a hell of a, it was 20 or 25 minutes shorter? It was one or the other, I can't remember.
But you can't beat that first hour for just...
Oh, yeah. The first act is really, really strong, and it really does clinch it. In America, it was 101 minutes. The international cut was 116 minutes, and the UK was a full 2 hours.
I don't think you need 2 hours of this, but as long as you get the full first act and the first half of the second act, it's jamming, and
Keefy.
it's very Tobe Hooper. Like it feels like he's on a rampage, and he's just doing it on film.
Ardent says, I don't think I've ever seen the UK version. I wonder if it makes a big difference. Well, yar, me matey, it is available if you know where to cast your net. Arr. Arr. It is available. It's just, you just got to know where to look for it, you see.
If you're in the US, it is free right now on Amazon Prime and Prime Video.
6 + 1 for Matilda equals a 7. Wouldn't you have a 6 + 9 for Matilda?
My thought exactly.
Crikey. That lass is a whole lot of trouble.
Worth it. Worth it.
Yes.
Considering the other trouble I've gotten in for less. Yes.
I'm just thinking, oh, crikey. What is it? Can you remember in The Last Boy Scout how many fingers it'd rate a woman? As in how many fingers he's prepared to lose to get laid with a particular woman.
I never saw it.
Oh, Bruce McGill, his character says that. Anyway, we have this famous company from the 80s to thank for this abomination.
Golan
the Cannon Group. Golan Globus, yeah. And Golan, he went out of his way and he demanded full frontal nudity from Matilda May.
Bless his heart.
Apparently, he saw her once and demanded she be cast. So I think he was there with the Kleenex.
Chat, last chance to vote and cast your weighted dollar for next week's film.
Oh yeah, Skyfire is in the lead with 20 American dollars.
He's a good lad.
He is indeed. He's very good in your chat. Do you know that? And he's very entertaining.
He's got all the trivia and the facts. He brings it.
So it's your last chance, guys. There's 7 minutes left of the show for tonight. If you want to pick next week's movie, if you don't like The Black Hole, maybe you want something else.
It'll be 6.5 minutes of Trev coughing and me drinking.
Well, apparently, I just have to clarify. It is not a dirty movie. It is a real movie.
It's not The Brown Hole.
No. But you've got the likes of, you've got Anthony Perkins, got Ernest Borgnine, you've got Thingamabob Forster, Robert Forster, Maximilian Schell, Yvette Mimieux, and Joseph Bottoms. Well, it's a very bizarre character.
I think most folks have heard my take on The Black Hole. I mean, we'll go into detail next time if I'm on, but
I'm guessing you're not a fan.
It's just, it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in space with great effects and crap dialogue. That's my short take.
There's only one good performance in the whole film, and that's Slim Pickens as Bob, as old Bob, when he finally dies.
Yeah.
When he goes,
he's the only one you empathize with.
And he says, all my systems are failing, including the backups. And he's like, Roddy McDowell's like urging him to carry on, and he can't do it anymore. And he says, carry on the tradition, we are the best. And then he passes away. And apparently it's on YouTube as Sad Robot Death.
I used to have the black hole bed sheets, and I kept the pillowcase well into my teens.
Nice. Do you know what I've still got somewhere, but it's a case of finding it. Can you remember the Read Along With Me in Your Book?
Yeah.
On 7-inch vinyl.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to get the little 7-inch in the back? And it was a Disney one, and you played it at 33 1/3.
I haven't gotten a 7-inch in the back in quite some time, Trev.
Moving swiftly on. And I think the coolest robot ever, in terms of like bad robots, has got to be Maximilian.
I still have my Maximilian action figure.
If you were to pit Maximilian against Hector from Saturn 3, Maximilian would turn him into tin cans.
Yeah, agreed.
And Hector is just like the crappiest bad robot ever.
Yeah, you know what I like is the one from Hardware. Have you watched that?
Oh yeah, the Mark 13.
Yeah, that's a creepy robot.
Yeah,
Pre-Terminator.
that was a great movie, but on the rewatch, I got quite bored with it and turned it off.
It's of its time.
It is.
Yeah.
It was a co-production between Channel 4 and Sky TV in the UK, if I remember right.
Really?
It's
Maybe
a
that's why.
British-made film. But that is a great concept for a movie like that.
It's very punk rock, but it's very of its time. If you don't remember it, just leave it where you left it.
MC says, I used to have the Maximilian figure too.
Yeah, still got mine.
Maximilian by far. MC also says about those record read along with me in your book ones. I remember those, Trev. And then what a revelation it was when it went on to tape. And that wasn't till about 83, 84. Franco says, I've still got the first 3 Star Trek movies on those book-stroke records.
Oh, good on you, Franco.
Swappers says, what does everyone think a modern audience version of Lifeforce would like?
Well, instead of sucking the juice out of you, they inject you with the message. How's that?
The message. I think it'd be all bumming. It wouldn't be a woman this time.
Consensual pronoun bumming with the safe words. Yes.
It'd be a space gayer, and he'd have a mega schlong, and he'd bum you to death. You know? And then the women ones would be like space lasers.
Well, I enjoy being held hostage to other people's made-up beliefs, so I'm here for it.
Yeah. I had an argument today about pronouns and stuff like that. It didn't end well for them.
Were you on the Twitter?
No, it was in real life.
Oh, well, that's better.
Because I apparently mispronounced somebody.
Oh,
they're a they, and I said they can't be a they.
How dare you?
Pretty much. And I just said, well, you know, I've got autism, so fuck off.
Yeah, well, put it on your T-shirt, and then I'll fucking know when I get there.
Which reminded me, I had a message from a mate of mine about Friday Night Shite's thumbnail, where it says free, and then underneath insert here. Somebody wanted could they get one of those T-shirts made up? And I said, yeah, go for it.
I thought she was a cutie.
Really?
Yeah, especially crying.
Well, she was AI slop. I thought I'd go for the how can I put it? The wokey dumpster fire effect.
No, I love a dumpster fire, and I knew what you were getting at, but that AI did an okay job. I thought she was maybe worth fixing.
Quickly, just go through our very generous guest tonight. Ardent Party for 99 Canadian cents.
Thank you.
I shall try not to, by the time that's converted into English, I'll try not to spend it too quickly on the electric. Brian for a pot knacker. Mel for 2.5 pot knackers. Paul Dickinson chucked as a pot knacker. And I'm not going to convert this, but I will say that's 10 pot knackers.
Yeah, that's 15 pounds easy.
So next Tuesday's film is actually going to be Disney's The Black Hole.
All right.
And you're not happy about it, are you?
No, I'm happy to just discuss any film. Sky knows we've talked about this. Sky knows it's not my favorite, but I will do my journalistic best.
So, your opinion is well, if you've got all the memorabilia, do you like this, or have you fallen out of favor with it?
Well, my fucking family bought it for me. It's not like I went out and got a job to buy a Maximilian figure when the Black Hole was playing. But no, I love the effects in that movie. They're extraordinary. It's visually stunning. The Cygnus is one of the most beautiful ship designs ever, and painstakingly built by hand from brass.
Yeah, I was going to say it's from brass.
wonderful technicians, and that's the kind of stuff that inspired me to get into film.
I think Gary Nelson did a really good job on that because they had a real struggle trying to find somebody to direct it.
It was the first example that I can think of where Disney started a production without a finished script, and it shows.
Yeah, bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody who contributed tonight. Next Tuesday on Just Great Movies, we're doing The Black Hole. I'm quite pleased with that, to be fair.
Bless you, Skyfire.
Yeah, you're a good one, mate. Really appreciate that. Don't forget to comment on the video below. Give it a like. Give it a sub as well. Kind of struggling for subs at the moment, trying to get to 2K. And it would be super cool if we got there before the summer. If you can help out with that in any shape, way, or form, I'd really appreciate that. Atom, thank you. Thank you to everybody in the chat. See you on Friday for Friday Night Shite. I'm looking forward to it this week. Hopefully we can get our favourite boomer on again. And I would ask you, but I know you're very busy on Fridays.
Fridays are tough because we have B-sides just a couple hours after you every Friday night. But
with Babs, your main squeeze.
She's my guiding light.
All right, take care, everybody. Catch up with you soon.